JT sent me a Spyderco Native 5 in Maxamet steel, and it's already got some use on it, so it's fairly dulled. I'm going to go ahead and freshen the edge up. I'm not going to do a full reprofile, so I'm not going to grind to a burr. From what I understand from talking to Sean, big brown guy, you don't want to grind Maxamet to a large burr. It tends to cause the edge to just completely break off. So I'm going to use some silicon carbide stones. This is 1000 grit. I've also got 2500. Once I'm done with those two stones, I'm then going to take it to some diamond water stones and just, like I said, just freshen the edge up. Now, I've already ran this knife across the stone. It does indeed cause scratches. Before getting further, let me show you where this edge is currently. As you can see, it's not really biting into the paper. When it does, it doesn't cut very well. I'll show you the bevel too real quick. So you can see those scratches before I run it across the silicon carbide. And show you how it's removing the scratches, the factory scratch pattern. Hopefully you can see that. Much better. Still got a tiny little spot right here in the choil, but I'm not gonna try to grind that out. It's not necessary to get every little bit out. I am going to resharpen this knife after I've used it for about a week, so I just need it to have an edge for me while I'm using it this week. So this is the silicon carbide from Gritomatic 2500 grit. I was a little concerned when I first got this knife that these stones wouldn't cut it. However, silicon carbide at least in my experience, has cut everything I've put against it. Maxamet being no different. So if you're after a set of stones that'll replace a set of diamond stones, can't recommend these highly enough. They'll do everything you want them to do. So this is the Venev Diamond Waterstone. This is the 800 grit. I've got 800, 1200, 2000. And the way I understand it, the 2000 grit stone is 1 micron, or about 1 micron. I don't think it polishes super well, but we'll see how it works out. Now, I have not used these stones, not even to test them, so I don't know how they work, how they behave, how they cut. So this is a first for me as well. So far they look like they just leave a hazy finish. If I understand it correctly, the 800 grit is close to what a Nanowa Professional 200 grit is, or 2000 grit is, in terms of micron size. I can see this stone is loading up a little bit. Just using a Nanowa cleaning stone, got it super clean, super quick. Feedback on it's pretty good. It's much better than, say, a Sharpening 5000 as far as feedback goes. Now, I don't know what is going on with this bevel. There is a funky spot right here. looks like when they ground the original bevel, they went too far. It's like they went too acute and then they corrected it. But now that I'm sharpening it, I can see where the bevel has this weird pattern. So I'm going to flip over. This is the, I'm sorry, that was a 1200 grit. This is the 2000 grit. And again, supposedly this is at 1 micron. I don't know how well it'll polish or if it'll polish at all, but we shall see. So you can see some of the deeper scratches in the choil area. That's always a hard spot to get to on Spydercos. It's got a pretty nice scratch pattern. And again, I'm not going for perfection this go around. I just need an edge get me through the week at work. And after this week at work, we're going to revisit this knife and put a real edge on it. Probably reprofile it. So this is where, hopefully you can see this bevel has some funkiness going on. There you go. So you can see where they went too acute and then try to correct it. So now that I'm sharpening, my bevel is going in front of that, which is causing some irregularities. So it's a hazy polish, very hazy. But I am going to use some CBN strops and we're going to get this stropped up. Now this is CBN emulsion, 2 micron. This is 1 micron, and I got half a micron on the other side. I know everybody does this, but I rarely do it. I just don't think shaving is a good test of sharpness, but I will show. This knife is shaving sharp. Give you guys one final shot of this bevel. It brightened up a little bit. It's still hazy, but it's got a little bit more brightness. Could always take it to the Spyderco ultrafine ceramic and get that buffed up a little more. Keep an eye out. I will have another sharpening video of this guy, and we'll go full tilt and get this thing squared away properly. Anyway, like I said, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. Yeah, have a good one.